Hello there, my name is Rachel, the first sensei in my channel. I used to review cartoon series, anime series, so Suburban, Computer Random, and today we're talking about Kid Buttowski. Why? It's because it's that type of once in a month. What I mean is, I do a segment I call Forgottn Cartoons, only focus on cartoons on less than 1 to 2 seasons, maybe 3, that just depends. You also sort of got forgotten. Now, Kid Buttowski is one of those shows that just mentioning it's sort of people kind of remember what great show really is, because it's one of those shows that it doesn't really have much to offer. Only one thing is just hardcore fun. It's something that is sort of well created. In fact, it's to compare it to a different cartoon. It's something that I feel they're trying to do Johnny Test, but Johnny Test, when they do it, it sort of failed to be sort of more annoying than enjoyable. And Kid Buttowski is the reason that people remember it fondly is because how sort of respect Kid Buttowski has of himself and everybody around him. It's something that's interesting to see how many over the top actiony show make a comedic point of view as a sort of stunt double, make it for a 5 or 7 demographic little boys to watch XD, because that was basically the point of XD for this cartoon, to attract these good chunk of boys to watch this series. The only problem is it was sort of divided between females and males, because women enjoy Kid Buttowski also. We don't know why, we don't know how, maybe for one simple reason, because they love action also. And let's face it, Kid is one type of characters that is sort of fun because his voice was extremely deep for a character. I mean character, a kid. It's something that I wonder that nobody really noticed in this show, that the kid has a really deep voice for a child. I mean, the parents or his friends or the teacher don't really point that out. It's something I feel they should, because it's sort of strange. I think this is the reason why I caught my eye watching this series, is because Kid himself, how gnarly voice he has, that's sort of really manly. In fact, I recommend you watch the different languages, their interpretation, how deep this character voice could be. Let me recommend the Spanish voice, because I feel the Spanish voice really stands out, how deep they chose Kid Buttowski's voice character to go. It's something that it just grabs you, it's just curious, what is this show? And I think this is why this show sort of clicked people's heads for a long time, because how unusual it is, but at the same time how creative the action, especially for the kid. He just very alive, he just want to be a stunt double, he lived for the stunts, he lived for the action, he lived to extreme. If you have something that was sort of created in the 90s, instead was sort of created back 2010, also that sort of kind of lingo back in 2010, like Epic Fall or Totally Epic, that sort of weird sort of situation, how the decade's starting to change. But it doesn't really bother me, because I am really used to this, because I was a 90s kid. I seen this type of shows constantly. I'm basically immune. In fact, I have this sort of charm. If a show does this so hard, I need to see it. And Kid Buttowski is one of those shows, because let's face it, you watch it is for the action. Now, you have a deep interesting about the characters? Not really, but I do admit they try. They had little moments to you care about Kid, his relationship with his brother, her sister, his family, and the girl he's sort of not like, maybe he does like, he's really not sure, because this series does something that sort of respect, because he and his brother Brad, that he is an asshole to him all the time, but you have that sort of mutual respect. That's something that you understand. You have a brother or a sister that you don't like them in your life, but you kind of respect them. You have those moments that you get it. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons, or dozens of reasons, why people remember this, because that's sort of respect. Not just his brother, also her little sister, who is sort of a kind of pageant queen. She's sort of a devil. She usually, her kindness, her sweetness, her shirtly talkness, how she talked to people to use against his brother. But what's more, if her brother or sister is in trouble, Kid Buttowski back them up. And you love it, they do it also backwards. If the big brother sees his little brother in trouble, he steps in. And that's, I just enjoy. If you're a little bit more realistic, even the show doesn't have that much death as a character. I think the only two characters who have a lot of death is the relationship with Kid, his best friend, Gunther, because Gunther is the best way to describe him. He's a bros bro. He's a guy who says yes to anything, and he's just very outgoing type of character next to the extreme kind of crazy Kid. But once more, they like being with each other. They like doing something stupid. But at the same time, Gunther is sort of the conscience of Kid sometimes, because he just points out, like, you think this will be too dangerous? And Kid, like, I have my helmet, that's all you need. I don't know you. Like, falling down to the trees, to the cement, to the river. Sounds a great idea. And his best friend looks at him like, you sure? I feel we need more protection here. Nah, it's cool. It's cool. It's something that's just sort of fun to see, especially the creative scenarios they put in. I mean, they have sort of interesting, fun ways to approach to just going down the stairs and going to the restroom. Like, Kid could use his skateboard or a helmet or a book just to slide in the stairs and get to the restroom. But once more, that sort of action pace, that sort of, I like to describe it, that extreme 90s take. I thought they have like kind of like font from the 90s, especially that sort of action, what's not action, what's the word to describe it, that sports shows that you see the close-up, long range, close range, and you just see the camera guy just chasing around with the skateboarder or the snowboarder. I mentioned that, but animation, that sort of well documented kind of face-to-face kind of camera work. Yeah, I enjoy that because they actually took time to thought how you can do that in 2D. The only way not to break the budget and make it 2D and CGI mixing together. In fact, this is the reason why it flew super well. The action, that sort of creativity that it's sort of CGI, but at the same time how they do it, it just kind of pumps you up. Especially the music. Oh my god, every single track is just so rock and roll. I mean, the all 8 types of genre of rock and roll all into this show, because it have moments that it just really rocks, especially the guitar solos, or sometimes they do something out of left field like cowbell. Yeah, they leave cowbell so sort of like a kind of pressure moments that's sort of awkward, like something about to happen now. In other words, and that is sort of takes a lot of creativity, a lot of take chances. But I love it. It all works. It works the theme of the whole show. Now the animation has that sort of Bing style, but once more, it depends how you do the art style of that kind of style. Because the Bing style works in this show because it's sort of very dynamic. Like, for example, Kid looks like a child has a big butt, but not just him. Other characters do that also, like his best friend Gunther, or not just him. They have other art design. They have the S design to Kid's brother Brad. They have that S kind of design. I mean, this show tried to chase the sort of angles for a character to make it more interesting, and I think that super simple designs allow them to do more extreme action moments, more easy to draw. Yeah, just enjoy it. Now, anything else to make this show just remember? Of course, that's something that I just remembered, that the fan base is so dedicated. They actually made a manga, fan base made manga of this show, and you know what? It works, because let's face it, Kid Buttowski is basically a Jonin Jump type of character. He just changed the designs to more anime, and it just fits so well. Especially the fan-made manga, I highly recommend it. Watch it, especially if you're a fan of the show and seeing every single character. They use every single character of the fan-made manga. I just 100% recommend it. It's that good. And I just hope they do bring it back a 3rd season, or at least a movie. Of course, I think a better works the movie, because how pumped this show really is. It's something that I recommend watch once in a while. Don't binge watch the series, because the show is not built for that. The show is built for sort of once in a long while, because it's that type of show you have fun 1-2 episodes and move on. Because if you do watch it, you kind of get bored with it, because it doesn't have any death. The only time they do is affect the relationship with Kendall and Kit. That I think this is the reason why a lot of people remember this, is because in Kendall, that sort of snotty, over the top rich girl who is a prep student, who is basically the principal, the president of the school, and she doesn't like Kit, and Kit doesn't like her. But actually, for real, they actually do have feelings with each other because they're just so different, so even their own sizes. It just, she's like super tall and Kit's super short. It's just sort of adorable. You kind of want them to be together. But once more, I think this is the reason, or dozens of different small little reasons why the show just be remembered so well, and like little things make the show make it so great, so much fun. And I think this is why people love it so much. I mean, it's not perfect, I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't have that much death, but sometimes you do not need a drama show. You just need to have fun little moments, little death, and that's just enough to last the whole series. Especially 2 seasons, I felt was okay having 2 seasons, but I do, if they have a chance to make a 3rd season of movie, I'll be happy, I'll be enjoying it. You don't need a full blast 3rd season, maybe a movie or a special, just because how fun this series really is. Now I got nothing else to say, just one question: do you remember this show? You forgot this cartoon actually exists? Tell me down below, let me know. I really got nothing else to say, just thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Bye.